let's get going. Oh, the timeout bit, yeah. Right, oh, not that, what I'm after. Okay, set up. Let's go. The first one we're looking at is Euro Aussie. What's after that? The Euro Dollar. Going well. Not yet overcooked. This trader got in on this basis. I don't know if that's a trend line. You know, you've got to link the bottoms. So if you're going to look at that, you know, I've got a trend line that's going from way back to that low. You can see it there. That low. Can you see it there? Yep. To this low, and it's obviously been tagged across here a couple of times. So don't know about that trend line as support. You haven't noted it in your notes anyway, so trend line support, yes you have. Fibonacci, that's the reasonable fib from there. Rather than from there, it didn't break that low, but you could either have it from there to there and say that the 7-8 has been support, but you've gone to this low, which is also kind of reasonable if you're saying you're going along the cycles along the trend line. Yep. Kind of going horizontal 36.16, yeah. Okay, target is 38.72. Probably getting close to that. In fact, you're past it. Why do you go 38.72, I wonder? You choose risking 50 pips basically, and you're targeting 70 pips. Interesting. I'm not sure why you would do that. You know, if this cycling is true, then it should sort of get up into the $1.40, which is you'll find some resistance up there. Plus, it's far from overdone yet. You know, you compare that to say the cable, which has hit double top. You know, got resistance at 83 and then 83.20 from that previous high. Tag that. At the same time it's overheated, you can expect some selling to coming in. Euro is not yet there, so I wouldn't have got out of the trade at that for 70 pips. Anyway, you made money, so we can't complain too much. Currency pairs, Aussie yen, phase 2 or not, although the target is dynamic, needs to be adjusted daily. Quick question. This trade you mentioned that some took, I said possible resistance at 50% at 96. I mean, you're finding support at 96. $96, 50%. It's a possible resistance at the 50% at 96. Well, I think I mentioned this earlier in the week. That high there is, your potential resistance, isn't it? Surely that's a valid resistance level. 50%. I presume you're doing this to get 50%, and that's also valid. And so you've got two reasons up here, plus if you do your extensions, doing your extensions there, you've got that 1.618. So there's plenty of reasons to, I think, to take the trade. I didn't, but I noticed a lot of people did. This did not seem to pass the rules to trade. And you're getting that at the same time as you're getting divergence across here that did pass the rules. And this was an inside buyer bar, so you do nothing. Here's your reversal bar. So your stop should now be above that as worst case scenario. And now you're sort of at break even. Right, so your example, let's have a look. Yeah, you've drawn that for the 50. You haven't noticed this high as also resistance. Can't see what's going on behind here, but as you notice where I put mine, just off that high over there, yeah. Okay. Mark says pound CAD setup remains inside bar today. Yen crosses setting up perhaps tomorrow. All inside bars. Okay, with the yen crosses, I'm looking for phase 2 entries on a range of things: the rand, the Sing, the CAD, the Aussie, and the Kiwi. Kiwi, big one. I don't like the cyclicity on this. Right? Aussie yen, yes, we're phase 2. Euro yen, there's no cyclicity here. We've failed to make a higher high, both in this move and then in this move. Pound yen, same. Kiwi yen is doing a phase 2, which didn't have divergence on, so it couldn't have traded. Swiss yen, again, a lower high. Yes, it was an inside bar, and then there's a higher high here, but I don't like the fact that it's not a higher high here. CAD yen, well, if it's in a range, you're range trading it, then you're still in that range. Other than that, you've had a cycle above it, and now it's above the EMA, and it's really not going anywhere fast. If your 200 EMA and your 50 EMA are flat, so that's rather disappointing. This one, though, the dollar yen, did make a higher high, but now it's almost gone and made a lower low, almost. And that would be a point of concern if it had. But this is the only one really that's made higher highs. If this is one cycle, then that's another cycle. But literally, you're looking at it as just chopping either side of the 50, and not much fun at all. So again, I'd be wary of the yen crosses. Going back to your pound CAD, you suggest. Yeah, a big resistance here, and that's something you'd need to be aware of. But yeah, it's certainly looking reasonably strong there now. We've got this bar. We had a higher high and a higher low, then an inside bar, now another higher high, higher low. There is a potential trade there if it fits everything else. We do our fib. Where would you do your fib from? It's been a pretty strong one-way trend. Last significant low, you'd say either here or that one there. That one there, you've got a nice tag of the 382, haven't you? But yeah, it's this resistance line which would be giving me a cause of concern. You'd want to make sure you're at least getting 1.5 risk reward, so you might want to drop down to the 4 hour and wait for a cycle above the EMA and see what you can get a smaller 50 pip risk for a 100 pip run and see what happens when it gets up here. Okay, CAD Swiss. Yeah, guys, all still there. You're pretty quiet today. We've got the fib right. Yeah, we're getting 50. Is there a horizontal there? RSI convergence, bearish price. Fib retracement. Yeah. Trendline resistance. No. Any support? No. Hidden divergence. Yeah. There is hidden divergence. Yeah. It's good. The only thing we need to find is that horizontal. Set there. Not really. Not much of a horizontal around here, is there? You go there as a horizontal, but it didn't sort of test it. And then your next horizontal would be in this area. And we're back underneath that, so perhaps that's you. See that it tried to be support and broke through it. Yeah. One thing you need to be careful of is this. We're at 41. It's a bit of room, but yeah, just keep an eye on that. Future analysis is otherwise reasonably good. Horizontal, using the fib as a horizontal is horizontal levels do get born from Fibonacci's, but you'd want a bigger Fibonacci than just the last cycle. So you're going in and looking at something like this. Yeah. Saying, well, there's a reasonably valid level of support resistance. Yeah. Or you draw what I've done here, which is these lows, this highs. Yep. Okay. You're Aussie trend reversal long, strong level of horizontal resistance. No. Okay. Not coming off a solid horizontal level that does coincide with 200, two consecutive low test bars. The last one was lower high, waiting for a buyer bar to confirm. Okay. Yeah, there's divergence there. This is, you suggest, not strong enough. 47, 47. Yeah. Yeah, look, I might I think the safer thing would be to just leave it alone and take it short again if it presents itself, because it looks like the trend is sort of changing. For if you look at this, you've got a head and shoulder pattern going on there. Yeah. So left shoulder, right shoulder, and here's your neckline. So across there. Hasn't broken the neckline yet, mate. It's only just broken the neckline here. This would be which neckline you're looking at. Either this one or the first one I've drawn is the retest. So then there's that move. I prefer it to come back and retest this higher one. So then our RSI gives us enough room for a move down. I have a question. I've been playing with the 4-hour entries and management in my live account rather than blown prop. Okay. Yesterday in the Aussie I was in a 4-hour position long. Upon the Asian session we got a spike, then jobs. Another spike. London Open saw an awesome spike, however declined ever since New York. In a case like that, if we're watching, would you have taken the profit of these extremes? Yeah, I'll come back to that, Tom. I'll just... Yeah. So looking at this, I wouldn't be trying to trade this phase 2. I'd be looking to get into a short position once the RSI gets higher, a little bit higher. Kiwi short, trend reversal, horizontal level is a little off the all-time high. Might need to wait. Is it? What is that? Oh, that's Kiwi yen. Where's it? It certainly is. There's been divergence every time it's made a new high, so then we need to have a pretty strong horizontal. That's a reasonable fib. I would have drawn this one here. So the Kiwi. This is the last significant move. If you have that there, 1.618. We certainly have that ring high now. Do you have your risk-reward ratio? That'll be the question. 130 pips for 126 pips. And the 4 hours not doing much for us. And so then, what do we got in that previous high there? Would be horizontal you'd be working off. Yep. Yeah. It's just the risk reward on it's now though is a bit dodgy. Right. With the Euro Aussie, it's touched down on the 786, hasn't it? I'm not sure what you're where you're going with the 786. Unless you're doing something like that. No, it hasn't. But if you're doing your extensions, you're at the 2 level. No, not sure where you're going to 786. Oh, from here. Okay. This move. Yeah, nice touch. Yeah. Interesting to see where that goes. Okay, Aussie dollar 4 hour. You got in here, did you? And then you got the spike on the Asian session, and look, you'd certainly be having your stop underneath this bar here. This is not exactly a buyer bar; it's borderline as to what it is, but you might, if it was a buyer bar, you'd be putting your stop under there. If this is a reversal bar, you certainly have your stop under there. So the question is, the question was, how it declined ever since. In a case like that where we were watching it, would have you taken a profit at these extremes? Well, you don't know with their extremes, that's a little, that's, you could say, oh yeah, the news got me up there. That's why sometimes it can be helpful to have targets, or take profit at when you see it getting into the 80 mark or higher. You'd say, well, it can't go much higher now. Let me take out a bit of profit, and I'll trail my stop on the rest. So, but you've got to be clear about your plan and how you're going to execute it before you actually start the trade. So then you're not getting confused and jumping around in the middle of the trade. Does that make sense? So they say, well, I'll have a target on it, and if it gets there, then that's great. Or if it gets to 80% on news, then I'll RSI gets overboard and it's during news, then I'll look to lock a bit of profit in, or I'll just trade it as a normal trend trading strategy and trail my stops. So just have an idea of what you're wanting to do before you do it. Right, Euro CAD is similar to CAD Swiss. But I think with the EuroCAD you'll be able to find a few more horizontal levels of support and resistance. Yeah, good trendline support. Hidden divergence from your last one. Why wouldn't you draw your fib from here? Draw your fib from there. That's where I would do it. You still got hidden divergence, but if that was the last time it was on the 50. Yeah. Just a sec, guys. Just a sec. Sorry. Yeah. So with the EuroCAD, this is where you'd have your Fibonacci from. The horizontal level, I think you've got a similar one. Yeah, that low to what I've got, but you can see I've got my fib from here. I'm actually just waiting for another day. This is one day of buying after a load of crap. I'd rather see just a little. Yes, it's bullish, and yes, you could trade off this, but I'm just a little more cautious on it. And Do I see the fib point as mid-cycle in this person's analysis? Yes, the Fibonacci is from here, and I don't think that's you shouldn't be doing that. You should be from the last cycle. Right? Yeah. Otherwise, the rest of it is good. To continue, we consider the trend line have drawn a potential resistance since it has been broken, or you cancel the trend line and consider it invalid. You could. There's, it's certainly been in a strong trend for quite some time. That'd be one trend line you draw, and if you potentially draw that one. What is your trend line? I closed it, damn it. What's that? EuroCAD. Going from there. Your analysis is from back here. Now that's broken. When did you send me this? You sent me this morning, but this is not. We're obviously down here now. You sent me this morning. Yeah, more up to date. Analysis. I wouldn't have trendline support on that. The 4-hour entry, if bar 4 on the ring low setup is not a higher high and a higher low, and therefore we do not enter the trade, but bar 5 is a higher high, higher low, can this facilitate an entry? Yes. Yes, is the answer to that one, Nick. The EuroCAD entry today has a 200 pip risk. If you wait for another buy bar, wouldn't it then be trading the extension, not the bounce? Not necessarily. You're only on the 50 EMA now. We're not. We're only just at the start of the phase one. Certainly, when you're wanting to trade the bounce, you're wanting to trade in the first sort of 25% of the move. You don't want to be sort of trading the 60, halfway through the trend. But depending on on this bar, I could be missing out on this trade altogether by being a little more cautious. But then, but if that's the case, then so be it. If this is a very large bar and it ends up being closing up here somewhere, and would I then take the trade? No, but I'm hoping for being a Friday that it's not a stupid bar like that it's just a nice steady bar, but still showing the buying intention, and then I'll take the trade on Monday. Can you please just help discuss trade management in today's webinar? Stop placement if we were in these trades. Long Aussie US. If you're long Aussie US still, you've got 2 consecutive buy bars here, 1, 2. Your stop could be currently underneath this bar here. Yeah. And then on Monday morning or Saturday morning before the close, you'd move your stop to underneath this bar, because this is now a reversal bar. Okay. Long pound. If you're long the pound, Again, you've got 2 consecutive buy bars. Your stop would be underneath this. However, this is still a higher low with major resistance. I'd be inclined to probably go underneath this bar now, but best case scenario is certainly underneath this bar. Long euro. Again, you're in on this day here. Here's trade plus 1. You've got trade plus 2 consecutive buy bars. Just going back to the pound. Yeah, this is the trade day. So T1, 2, yeah. Euro, T1, that's your T2. You're underneath this, just above break even. And then if this is a higher high and a higher low buyer bar, then you'll be putting your stop underneath that. Long Kiwi, well, your stop would be underneath this, which would probably be about break even, or you'd be out by now because you trailed it to underneath this bar here, being 2 consecutive buy bars. If you're still in, then your stop would be underneath this on Monday. And short the Swiss, same as the euro. This is your trade day. You're above this at the moment, and just protecting your profit. Okay. Do you prefer to wait till Monday after a weekend for new entries if setup is an average rather than risk going in, rather than risk gaps, etc. on Monday AM? No, if there's a trade today, I'll take it. But I'm not going to place I'm not going to place an order Saturday morning before the close. I'll wait for Monday. My discoveries for today: Euro divergence, or Euro Aussie. Yeah, we've gone through this one. Euro Aussie. The only negatives is that the support is soft. Yeah, I sort of discovered that, and I don't agree with you. So I'd probably leave that one alone, as mentioned. CAD Swiss. Purple's hard to see. You started your fib there, okay? Yep. Good. And I'll start my hidden divergence because that's the cycle, yeah? And with hidden divergence, you're looking for the cycles. And even here, it's a lower than where it is here, obviously. So that's all good. The only danger with this is that there is a major support at 79 in the way. However, it has broken in the past. Yeah. I prefer the EuroCAD for this reason. Yeah. I think that there's more higher chance of they're effectively the same trade. I feel more comfortable being in the EuroCAD this time around than the CAD Swiss. That's just a personality thing. Aussie. Class C divergence. Yeah. Do we have a ring high now? I think we do, don't we? Yeah. Hard test followed by bearish bar if triggered. That's sort of getting in really early. Very aggressive against the trend. If you're trading today underneath this bar, I prefer to be waiting again for tomorrow or Monday and going in under this bar. Trading against the momentum, you're trading against that. You need to have a strong horizontal and be patient, wait for that extra one. Yes, it could run the risk reward, but it's better to be a little more cautious, especially if we've had a rough run recently. EuroCAD, Pound CAD. I'm more concerned about the Pound CAD with entry and the pound hitting resistance. resistance, yes. Also, if the dollar CAD has a strong buyer bar today, could we look at this as a long trade for Monday? Does current price action break the number one rule of higher highs and higher lows? Right. Euro CAD. Yes. Yep. That's all good. And as you said online today, yeah, I've discussed that. You can go in today. I'm going to be waiting another bar, but I don't have a problem with you going in today. Maybe you were in there. Risk reward 1 to 2. Yeah, strong buy bar. Yeah. Fabulous. Pound CAD. Yeah, my concern with this one similarly is can't find any strong horizontal besides the 382. Calculated the fact that you've got all these questions and that the pound has hit resistance screams the void. The dollar CAD is making a cycle below the EMA, and is this trade therefore risky? I think there's quite a bit around this trade that is carries a fair bit of risk. And obviously the first one is this horizontal at the same time as the pound is peaking, yeah, and finding resistance. So the cable is going to struggle on the upside. So that means for this trade to win is that the CAD needs to get weaker. Yeah, and if we look at the dollar CAD, this is not the CAD getting weaker. This is the CAD getting stronger. Yeah, there's an inside buyer bar today, but yeah, there's a low over there, isn't there? Weekly's bearish, the monthly's bearish, the daily. You're oversold, which would suggest that the CAD could get a little weaker and maybe do a cycle under the EMA. I think there's just so many questions around this trade that it's better to walk away from it. Yeah. Whereas you look at the Euro CAD and the Pound CAD, and you look how much more euro there's upside in the Euro compared to how much more upside in the Pound. Momentum, and so you compare the Euro CAD and the Pound CAD. I think you've got a better chance in the Euro CAD and leave the Pound CAD alone. Kiwi Yen. $382 is quite a weak retracement. It's support. You'd want a pretty strong support level to coincide with that. 382. Higher highs, higher lows, yes. Moving average above, yes. Support, no. Horizontal support, no. Well, that's a must-have. Got to have that horizontal support. Okay. RSI convergence, yes. Levels of resistance. At 89, 89.11. And you're getting into the 89.03, risk reward 1 to 1. No, don't do those. I don't want a 1 to 1 risk, okay? Leave them alone. Kiwi Yen. Why did you send this to me? You sent this to me today. Is that Kiwi Yen? Doesn't say on the chart. Must have taken the screenshot at some point yesterday. You need that strong support line, which is obviously there somewhere. be leaving it alone. And inside bar you're not trading from as well. Risk reward 1-to-1. No, you don't trade off an inside bar, and then obviously it becomes an engulfing bar and a bearish bar, so you wouldn't be looking to buy it. So that's another, just to highlight. So you've got to wait. Excuse me. Wait for the bar to finish. Okay, question. Now that we've seen Aussie dollar tag the resistance level, yeah. Do we classify this type of trade as a trend continuation since the overriding trend is down, but we've had a strong phase 2? No, this is phase 1. If you're looking to trade this short, then it's a phase 2. And if it's a phase 2, then you need to have a strong horizontal and fib extension. And you can see I've got 2618. This is a reasonable extension. Could you go through the analysis for it? This, if you're looking at this now, if you're looking at this now, it's a trend reversal. Yeah, I presume it's not a trend reversal, but it is, unless you're looking at the longer time frame. And then that's a phase 1, phase 2, phase 1, phase 2, and it could be doing a phase 1 back down again. You're certainly overbought here. But sorry, the weekly, there's a horizontal level. There's your 93.90, which is a big level. That's but 93.90 is your strong, and you could expect to find a potential support down at 91.72. And you've got Fibonacci resistance. There's no divergence on this though. That's a bit of concern. No divergence here. That's 81.9. That's 85. So I'm not seeing the divergence. Not on mine. Yeah. Not where there is a clear divergence on the Kiwi. Yeah. And see how much weaker it is than the Aussie, which puts the Aussie Kiwi as going long. Did anyone take that trade? There's an example of a bullish engulfing bar that you could trade off. A little cycle above the 50 EMA. How can we look for shorts then? Well, with this you can't. With the Aussie you can't, because there's no divergence. We've talked about pairs ranging between support and resistance as being trend reversals. Well, it's range reversals, not trend reversals, if it's ranging. But if it is a trend reversal, is there enough divergence with RSI where we need to see it? I don't see any divergence, no. Also, with the news today seeming to move Aussie and Kiwi south, we could potentially see long bars today. Maybe. Maybe. What news is there today on the Aussie? So I'm just opening up the Forex Factory. Or economic calendar. Aussie, I didn't see Chinese CPI, which was a little weaker, but nothing really else out there. Right. Yeah. Okay. Alright guys, that's all the emails for today. I've got to notify you guys of some changes coming to finally have worked something out. and I'll let you know via email either today or over the weekend what's going to happen going forward. But yeah, appreciate your time. You guys have a fabulous. Sorry, Tom. 1 hour entries. I've got to bounce. 5-minute chart has just turned. I'm the Aussie, mate. I'm not. Just haven't looked at a 5-minute chart on anything for a long time. Cycle on the 5-minute. Yeah. Cool. Enjoy the time with my visitors. Thank you. What else we got here? Is US dollar weakening? I see it as actually getting a little stronger over the next couple of days, maybe even longer. Personally, it's been weakening for some time. What changes? On the changes, I'll let you know what they are when I get it all sorted. Is there higher highs on the US Gulf for possible long trade on Monday? I can't say. I wouldn't say that because it's broken this significant low. It depends on what you're looking at. Along here, where it was cycling along this trend line. You'd have to now say perhaps. Well, it's not even cycling along that trend line. Or that trend line. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'd have to say no. I think the answer to that question is you can't. It's a bit like the yen. It's just sort of chopping around. It could be doing crap like that. All right, guys. You have a fabulous weekend, and I shall. I'll see you all on. Are we in on Monday? I think we are, aren't we? Monday. I presume we are. Let's just presume we are. I think I'll do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or back to back because I'm flying back to Sydney next weekend. Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Cool. All right, guys. You have a good weekend, and I'll chat Monday. Thanks, guys.